Hello, it's Mo. We back, baby.
Yo, it's Michael McGarrahan.
And it's Brendan Mascherino.
This is Cam Crawford, but you can call me Crawf. And today we're kicking it out. Unfortunately, we were supposed to have a special guest, Miss Mara McGarrahan, Michael's younger sister, but stuff happens.
There was some miscommunication.
You accidentally get on the bus and you're supposed to stay after. You don't bring your phone to school, but live and learn.
It's all right.
But before we get into the thick of things, I'm going to talk about something that really grinds my gears. So let me set the scene. Last Friday, the day of the East-West game, I'm walking to school. Everyone's in a great mood, nice and sunny outside. I go to first period, everyone's all hype, and as a podcast person does, you hype up the podcast. So I'm in Gov, I'm hyping up the podcast, and everyone's like, oh yeah, man. And then this one girl's like, oh, I love podcasts, like send me the link and I'll totally listen. I'm like, bet, like subscribe. And I searched it up for her on her phone. She checks it out, she's like, oh, 45 minutes? I ain't got time for that. I'm not watching.
What?
And I'm like, whoa. Pause.
You said you liked podcasts. What podcasts are like 3-4 minutes?
That's all I'm talking about.
The average is like an hour, I swear.
I know.
And
Yeah.
I just got 2 words for you. Time stamps. We work hard to put time stamps in so you don't have to listen to the whole thing. You can listen to segments. But some people don't understand patience and what a podcast is.
I don't understand. We say every time, there's timestamps. They're like, people are like, yeah, that segment was kind of, man, I didn't see those movies. I'm like,
Skip through it.
You can skip through them and come back to them if you've seen the movie after. Or if you don't care about it, then just skip it, goddamn, cuh.
It just kind of ticked your boy off. And
Grinds
another
my
thing, I love having special guests on the show, but you better have listened to this podcast if you want to be on, because we got a long line of people, and people are like, yeah, have me on the podcast. I haven't listened quite yet, but it's really good. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's some cheese.
That's some straight dookie. God.
Dookie.
Oh,
Johnny Test.
pray for dookie.
But anyway, I'm sorry. I just had to get that off my chest.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Everyone
Thank you
has
for
Podcast,
something.
it's a culture.
Yeah.
It's not just something you listen to for 5 minutes. It's a lifestyle.
See,
Yeah.
I don't understand what's so tough about it. You can listen to it anywhere.
Bro, you walk through the hallways and you got 50 people. Every single person you see has got 1 earbud in, 2 earbuds in. All you gotta do is press play on your phone and you got it. Like, you can listen to
Yeah.
it the whole day.
It's like
Even when your teachers are teaching.
people be like,
Yeah.
I don't got time to listen to it. I'm like, you don't got time, eh? What are you doing so important that utilizes your damn ears?
Yeah, you can straight up
Exactly.
do homework while you're
There's a
listening.
lot of people, like one, I think we were talking about it like a few weeks ago. One of the track boys literally cooks dinner while listening to the podcast.
Exactly.
Like, seriously.
That's dedication. Shout out to the cross country
Yeah,
boys.
cross country boys, biggest fans. We applaud you.
Yeah.
Goats.
Large goats. Go conversation.
Facts.
If you guys didn't know, everyone here is supporting the new Damka t-shirts that just came in.
That is correct.
Yes, sir.
If you
yes,
guys want
sir.
to hit us up in the comments if you would like to purchase one, and we'll send you the details.
Yeah.
Basically, if you want to pay with cash, you can speak with me or one of the other boys, Cameron Crawford, Brendan Mascherino, and Michael McGarrahan. You can speak with one of us in school or send us a message on the Instagram, Snapchats, actually not the Snapchats, the Instagrams, the text messages, whatchamacallit. But, Instagram might also not be preferable, but,
Just hit us up.
Just
That's
hit
all.
us up.
just
Yeah.
find a way to contact us.
Just find us.
But if you want
DM.
to, if you want to pay with cash, just contact us. If you want to pay with credit or debit or any type of card, whatchamacallit, then click the link that I'm going to leave in the description to tpublic.com. It's a great deal. $20 on sale, $26 regular.
Yeah.
We'll notify every time there's a sale.
And I just got to say, these shirts turned out great. It says Damka Podcast at the top, and then it's a picture.
It's got like the
cartoons,
silhouettes.
Yeah.
silhouettes of the
Staircase
4 of
photo,
us, and they're comfortable, they look nice, and a lot of people have been interested so far. So
Gotten good
feel
yeah.
free to buy one, purchase, support Damka,
And feel free not to tell us if you buy one, because that would be pretty awesome to see you walking around the hallways
Yeah.
with one on.
It would really
And
shock us.
That
We
would
appreciate it.
Let's
make
just
my
say,
day.
Crawf's hair is a bit of a trouble to work with, but it's okay.
It's a bit of an
okay.
oof.
It's a very distinct volume.
The afro was puffy that day, to say the least.
But it looks so good.
As we've mentioned before, we appreciate every listen, every comment, and every purchase.
Yeah.
It's nice.
We really do
so
appreciate
thank you.
it.
Yeah.
We're men for the people and people for the men.
Yeah,
Also-
this podcast
And women.
this
And
podcast
anything
and
else?
anything
in between.
in between.
This
Or
podcast is
on
for
the
the
extraneous
people.
scale.
It's not for us. It's for you guys.
And I just want to give a quick shout out to Josh Haas because
Oh, the
dude,
Haas.
I'm
Yeah.
coming back. I'm walking to Mr. Hart's class. I see Josh. I'm like, wow, man, I haven't talked to this guy in a while. Like he's really cool. It's cool to see him in the hallway. All of a sudden, he's like, "Yo, your podcast." He's like, "I absolutely love it." He said he listens to it all the time, and it just really lifted up my spirit and our hopes for the show itself. So I just want to give a shout out to you, Josh.
Yeah,
Thank you so
Josh.
much for your support.
Thank
man.
you, Josh.
Speaking of shout outs, I'm going to give a quick shout out to Caleb Boylow,
Yeah.
arguably our biggest fan.
fan.
As soon as an episode drops, within a couple hours after, she's always like, "Yo, podcast this week is pretty nice." I'm like, "Damn, cuz that's tough.
That's
dedication.
That's dedication.
It's
So thank
dedication.
you
Yeah.
to all our fans, even if we don't shout you out. It's every listen we
It's
appreciate.
an unspoken shout
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
All right.
Shall we move on? Jinx.
Shall we?
Watch it, buddy.
Shall we?
Can't jinx under a roof.
Double jinx. That's what I thought. All right, so I'm a drummer at heart, even though I don't play in the band. But I want the band kids to take it away from here to see what I'm segueing to.
Yeah, so I think we wanted to have a discussion sort of about the perspectives of different people on the students in band and in marching band. And, you know, me and Brendan and I are in marching
Yeah,
band
that's what
right
I
now.
thought.
And Cameron Crawford, he's a previous marching band member,
Former.
actually. Former
3
marching
years.
band,
I was
yeah.
in it for 3 years.
So we just wanted to kind of talk about. We're going to ask Moo some questions, I guess, or see what his opinions are on us, and see if we can clear up
Right
some,
off
some
of-
things.
yeah.
Right off of that. So
Oh, I hate the band. No, I'm playing.
Chill, cuz.
Chill, I'm playing. I'm playing.
I'm sorry.
and we thought it'd be good to have this because we have two kids that are currently in band, always been in high school. Then we got Cam over here who has had both sides. He's been in it and he's also been out.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I'm not the best person to ask because I actually appreciate the band, but I do have experiences talking about some of the normies, per se. And let's just say, a lot of people get a little annoyed. I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you guys. I don't personally. I actually think the band is more entertaining than the football game sometimes. I'm sorry, Will! But I'm just saying that the podcast is more than. Wait, what? I'm sorry! People broke my concentration.
All right.
Are you talking about the
all right.
normies and
The normies.
Anyone in the hall who's trying to distract us, get away.
All right, so the normies. So basically, it was the pep rally, all right? And one of the kids in the band was playing the basketball, John. And let's just say, the band's applause for that kid that was playing the basketball was getting on the nerves on some of the normies.
What do you mean by the basketball?
There was
John?
a game when they have to the chairs,
musical
chairs
basketball, John?
basketball.
And you know how the band
Pep
was
rally.
getting real lit over?
Oh
Who
yeah,
were
yeah,
yelling
yeah,
at
yeah.
that said
Yeah.
player.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So do you guys mind if I touch on this? Because I know what it's like to be in that band cheering for the band kid. And then this time I was in the bleachers chilling with a couple buds.
do. Yeah.
I was like, all right, so it's a conflict of interest because on the one hand, it's nice to see that like the band like is somewhat unified, but on the other hand, I'm like trying to stop. Like it's really cringy and annoying at times. I'm like, doesn't hurt to cheer for other people or just take it down a notch. Everything the band does is like way up here. And I know you can't see me, but my hand is really high. And they need to bring it down here. I'm holding it slightly lower. So just everything's just a bit extra, which kind of grinds my gears a wee bit.
Yeah, because we know people in the band, it's not too bad for us. Like, we're friends with
Like
some
I'm a
people.
band kid at heart. Like all my buds are in band, even though I'm not physically in it this year. So like I appreciate it. But then again, you get into the topic of drumline versus band, because drumline's drumline.
Yeah,
That's
it's like a
awesome.
different.
We try not to
breed,
associate
honestly.
too
For
much.
those who don't know, it's not. the
Let's just
same.
say there's segregation, there's divisions. There's not a civil rights movement coming anytime soon in the band.
Yeah.
Not
but-
quite.
It's kind of like drumline doesn't associate with anyone else.
Yeah.
Because Brendan, Michael, and I play drums, for those who
Same as
don't know.
myself.
Moon's a drummer at heart. So we don't really hang with the bandos per se. I mean, there are a few chill ones, but for the most part, I'm like really trying to keep my distance.
There are some chill ones.
Yeah.
Shout out to Peach.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
PJ.
Yo, shout out to PJ Retchingura, okay? I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say shout
My
out.
lad.
He's a goat.
Touching on Cam's topic of like when the whole band like cheers for like I guess another band member that's like participating in some activity with involving the school. If there's a large like applause for that person, I think it's surely just because of the size of the band as well, because we do have a very large marching band compared to how many kids are on the football team, how many kids are on the
Yeah.
volleyball team. Like
Our school is a huge band.
it's like it's overpowering. We take up like a third of the gym almost. It's ridiculous, but
Yeah.
I also do see how it's sort of unfair. Some people be roasting the band for that, but then when football players are running all over the court and stuff, screaming, no one cares. Which is kind of
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
say
yeah.
that.
double
So,
standard.
I feel like although Cam is right, that a lot of the stuff that the band does is taken to an extreme. It really comes down to, I feel like, how the like the normie, how the person outside the band views the band itself. Because like you guys say, you don't really, it's not too big of a deal. You might think like it's annoying, but for someone who doesn't really know the band and just thinks it's really stupid, even if they're doing the same thing as the football players, they're still gonna be annoyed by the band specifically. Even if
Yeah,
the football
yeah,
players
yeah.
are doing something way more
Yeah.
extravagant and way more over the top, just because it's the band, they might be like, ew, why are you guys doing that? Like, you like, but I think it just lies in the fact that like, it's just a group of people that are all have this a similar relationship to that whoever was playing basketball. It's like a lot of people in one area that all have really the same ideas, and it definitely can come across as annoying because of that. But I feel like it also just becomes from what your bias is of them ahead of time.
And let me just say, don't at me, but the majority of the band kids have more talent than the sports teams. Don't at
That's a
me.
fact.
low key.
I also feel like in regards to the pep rally, like I don't even think it's about band, but if you notice at the pep rally, the freshmen go off. They get way too hype. And then
that's
sophomores
because
as
they're
well.
freshmen.
Yeah.
Juniors are less. And then by the time you get to seniors, it's like no one
No
really
one's there.
cares. So there are a lot of underclassmen who always getting super hype, which I think is another part of it.
No, I think one of the problems with the pep rally is that they're not hype. I think that personally, I'm running for next year, but a student should be the person announcing because that's more hype than.
Yeah.
Then a teacher, yeah.
And also, I think like when you're just coming into freshman year, just hearing about pep rallies in general, you're like, oh shoot, that sounds hype as freak.
Ireland, Jemiah, please come to the office. Ireland,
Hey.
Jemiah.
Hey,
We talked
watch
today.
it! Anyways,
Sorry,
I was
Lou,
saying.
go ahead.
Yeah, so they don't understand how lame the pep rallies are here because no one's into it. So, yeah, so they just are like, they're fresh to it, so they're like, let's get it. And then we're here like, darn, this bad boy kind of whack.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. Because before high school, you don't have any exposure to a pep rally. So when you get here, you're like, damn, it's kind of hype.
We're like stuck inside listening to teachers lecture us all day, and then when they're trying to hype us up at the end of the day, it's like, stop talking.
Yeah.
Like,
I also feel like pep rallies, I had this idea the other day. It would be so much more effective if it was in the middle of the day, because when you have them at the end, even though that makes the most sense logically, people are going to want to leave and go home or not care. But if you have it in the middle of the day, people will be into it because you get out of class and you know you can't be going home.
That's a really good point. I think that because you still get to the classes are still short in the same way, but now you're saying it's because it's in the middle of the day, like you're not
It's a
going to leave. I
break,
think that's a
yeah.
really good. I never thought about that, but I think that would be really effective.
It's kind of unorthodox, but I was like, that would maybe
and
work.
plus, giving more students because like it's just a teacher run kind of thing, which Moo was saying adds to the fact that it's just not really enjoyable. But like they should give more students the opportunity to grow and try doing something like speaking in front of the whole school. There's an opportunity right
It's
there.
almost like that band kid football player point we made. Like when you see a teacher trying to get everyone hyped up, people are gonna be like, "Oh gosh, that's kind of cringe." But then you see a student there that's got serviceable amount of clout, I guess. Then people gonna be like, "Yo."
Yeah, I agree. All in all, I don't think band is bad or anything. I think it's fine. I mean, there's kind of like a...
There's definitely a clique.
It's a clique,
It's
yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
anything else. Like you have a large group of people that are interested in the same thing. There's going to be a clique to
Same
happen
interests,
there.
yep.
Yeah.
So it's that, and then there's always going to be someone to talk crap about that clique too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
people-
to clarify, we're not talking about like music or anything because like we all love performing and playing music. We're talking specifically about kind of the group of people, I would say.
Yeah,
group.
yeah.
It's like people don't understand the bond, and people are scared of things they don't understand.
It's a close bond.
It is.
Well, for drumline anyway. I can't speak
Yeah.
for the band kids.
I mean, you're spending hours and hours on top of hours trying to play pieces of music with this group of people and perform it, and you're with them so many days in the summer and over the course of the year that you're like family after a while. It's not like weird or anything. It's just kind of like you're with the same people for so long, you just become friends.
Yeah, exactly what Brendan's saying. It's because you spend so much time. It's hard not to be so close. So if people, I guess we'd like to say if you're kind of afraid of that idea that like people are like really close and like have weird inside jokes and stuff, like it's hard not to when you're around them so much.
So basically, normies, all right? How about you try spending time with people for 10 hours a day in the summer and not cheer them on at a pep rally, huh?
Real
Yeah.
talk.
Don't be afraid of us because we love our lads.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, pause.
I mean,
Cam, riddle me this. What riddles you got up your sleeve?
so let's get into this. So, if you may have noticed lately, I've been using the phrase "riddle me this" a lot, and we thought it was appropriate to
Address.
bust out some Crawf riddles today. So,
Yes.
I got a few good ones, but I'm gonna start off with a strong one. I hope none of you have heard it before. If you have, maybe wait till the people who don't know respond. But let's just dive straight in. All right. So, one night, a witch and a warlock go off in a boat. The next morning, 3 people are on the boat. How is this possible?
The witch and the warlock had sexual intercourse and made a new person.
Nope, that's not it.
Wait, so you
That's
tell me,
not-
wait, a witch and a warlock, right?
let me know if you want me to repeat.
Say it again. Say it again.
All right, so one night, a witch and a warlock go off in a boat. The next morning, they come back and there are 3 people on the boat. How is this possible?
The witch was pregnant.
No.
I have a feeling it has nothing to do with
There was
biology.
a
There was a
mermaid,
fish.
and they
Nope.
fished the mermaid out of the water to make
Basically-
it suffer on the boat.
I'll put it simply. 2 people really like each other. They go to sleep to get... No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
I'm assuming it has nothing to do with them picking up someone else.
Yep.
A witch and a warlock.
Does it have to do with reproduction?
No, sir. Let me know if you want me to repeat it at all.
Repeat it one more time. One more time.
Riddle me this. How about you give us the answer?
I'll riddle it.
Give me one more.
One
One
more.
more time.
All right. So, one night, a witch and a warlock go off in a boat. The next morning, they come back and there are 3 people on the boat. How is this possible?
You say they go off. What do you mean by go off?
Hey,
They get in the
Yeah.
boat. They go in go into the water. They come back. Would you guys like the answer?
Yeah.
Sure.
gonna
Alright.
do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, one night, a witch and a warlock.
Shut
Night as
up.
in K-N-I-G-H-T.
Oh, my.
Oh man, the punctuation.
I'm sorry I had the cheesy boys like that, but That's
What?
That was. I thought you guys might like that, but now I got some lesser riddles from online. So.
Oh, Michael trying to cheat.
I think my phone just got virus, but we're just gonna finesse it.
No, Cam, I didn't want to see the riddle. That's all I was saying. Like, turn your phone.
Message received. All right.
Watch it.
All right, lads. Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Cam, why are your socks on the table right now?
Where did they get
It's
there?
like 1,000 degrees in here.
All right, riddle me this. What's something unseen with
Time.
lots of volume?
Air.
Gas.
It has to be gas.
Cam's hair.
Unseen with lots of volume.
A movie?
Yeah, Mike watching a movie at 12 in the morning,
Oh.
falling asleep.
Gotcha.
Bro, why you gotta bring that back?
I mean, you're not
every
wrong, though.
episode.
I mean, here's the thing. Sometimes you wouldn't fall asleep if Elastigirl was there.
That makes no sense.
I'm sorry. I was struggling to find words.
Speaking of falling asleep in movies,
What is often borrowed but never returned?
Time.
Thanks. That's the answer. Thanks.
Thanks.
Oh, I guess. Wait.
Borrowed but never returned? How?
What?
It's not the best riddle, sir.
All right. Why are the nose and feet confusing body? I think we're done.
What?
here.
Yeah, we're done with this
Yeah.
segment. How about we talk about a film that we should have watched in theaters called First Man? It's a new one. Neil Armstrong. There will be spoilers.
Ryan Gosling.
Pause.
Yes, but there will be spoilers, and we want to make
There
sure we
will be
clarify.
spoilers. I mean, for the most part, none of these spoilers are going to really affect your experience unless you don't understand history. But there are a few spoilers that we might say that could tarnish an experience, I guess.
Yeah, I guess visual spoilers,
Yeah.
creative spoilers.
So, Crawf, what did you think of the movie?
All right. So, that was really good. Time to come clean. I did not see this movie.
Oh my God!
It wasn't up to me.
Oh, was it?
Let me talk.
Riddle me this. Listen. I'm
gonna riddle you.
Listen.
Oh my God!
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna lead in with the situation because
What
I
a-
started this whole
alright.
thing. Okay, so originally we're supposed to watch, as you know, The Babadook, as per Moo's suggestion at the end of the week, but we all failed to watch that movie.
Hey,
in
I've
time.
seen it!
Yeah, except Moo.
That's
But I
only,
see it every
only
week.
because we had to pay to buy it, even though we had to pay for
Yeah,
First
but
Man.
we had
But
band going on, and unfortunately, well, yeah, like it takes a lot of time, so we had stuff going on. Couldn't really see it, limited amount of time. But so we're like, Moo said he went and saw First Man over the weekend. So I said, wow, why don't we do that for the review? Let's pick like a really brand new movie, and we all have a great opportunity to go and see it. So we organize it, get it together pretty well, and I ended up calling Cam and developing like an emergency plan, seeing if he could probably drive us. So on the phone, or on FaceTime, excuse me, Cam, we remember talking about, he said he could drive us, and he mentioned something about it being like he being able to go to either shows, drive us. Because I remember he said, listen to what he said. He said, yeah, the 750. I said, I don't think we want to do. I said to him, I don't think we want to do the 750 because it's kind of late because it's movie's 2 hours. We get back,
and you'd fall
and I
asleep.
said we'd be back. I said the movie'd be over at like 11, and Cam was like, no, it wouldn't be over at 11. He's like, that's not even late at all. He said it would actually be over at like 9 something. I don't know because he was doing math and he was saying it wouldn't be late.
I got an and the
So,
math test. I think
I
know
know
how to
you did.
add.
I know you did. I also watched First Man. So here's the thing. So then I was under the impression Cam could drive us at either time. At that, so I was like, okay, we got to ride either way, as per Cam's word. So then the day goes on, and I realize we do need a ride.
Day. It
from
was an
Cam.
hour.
No. Like we go to the next day. Like never mind.
Oh, never mind.
Because we did talk about it over
Messengers.
FaceTime ahead of time.
Alright.
And anyway, after that, then I'm like,
You're like
sorry,
what?
I'm trying to.
You're like what?
Anyway, we get to the end of the day, and it's nearing like. We go home. It's nearing showtime.
Oh, it's nearing
It's nearing
showtime?
showtime.
It's nearing
okay?
showtime.
It's nearing showtime.
Watch
It's
it,
around-
Crawf.
We go home. We're talking about hopefully going to see. We didn't really know which time we were going to go for. 6:30, 7.
Oh, you didn't know what
6:50 or
time.
7:50. I thought either one was fine because, as Cam said on FaceTime. So we end up deciding. We end up deciding that the 7:50 is probably going to be the best one, which I thought was okay because Cam seemed like he could do that. It was all worked out for us. And then, but I did say to him, like, I mean, it's gonna work for the best. We can still do 6:30. It'll be cutting it close, but it's just like the 7:50 preferred. So then Cam responds and he says that he's not able to do 7:50, which I said is fine. I said
You said it's fine?
I said it's fine. I said,
Michael!
I
Oh,
it
you
was
said it's fine.
But so I thought, okay, that means let's do 6:30 then. That makes sense because it's not really gonna be that late, what you said. So then I say like, how we do 6:30? And he says, sorry, I think I'm gonna chill tonight and
No,
watch-
that's
way,
not what happened.
Watch
That's
the
not what
Sixers
happened.
game.
Oh, I didn't make
Look at
it.
the Sixers.
Real me down.
That's what you did.
Order in the court.
That's what you did. You watched the Sixers game. And listen,
Michael.
But like, and you were like, oh, like you said, you guys got to do your homework, and now it's cutting it too close. But why would I ask him? How about we do the 6:30 if I knew we weren't gonna be able to do it? So clearly, it wasn't my fault that we didn't go. That Cam didn't go at 6:30. I asked him, do you want to go then?
All right, speaking of
That's all
First
I'm saying.
Man,
Whoa, pause,
Hey, riddle me this, Crawf. What's your excuse?
My excuse? My
Yeah, bitch!
What's your side? Of What's Cam? I want to shut up and let you talk. I'll let you talk. I don't think you're going back for that. Holy crap. That was rough.
Michael. All right, so for me and Brendan, those of us who have licenses,
license.
yeah, you may know, there's this thing called curfew.
Oh yeah, but you said it
There's this
wouldn't be a
thing called
problem,
curfew.
though.
Okay.
Did you say it wouldn't end at
Hey,
11?
you said it wouldn't be a problem the day before we talked on FaceTime. So that's how I was under the
It was an
impression.
assumption. It was an
Okay,
assumption.
that's why. That's all. I need.
Also,
I'm gonna put it simple.
real quick, you say that I skipped because of the Sixers game. I'll have you know, I was ready to go and pick you guys up. I was in my car. I drank a cup of coffee so I wouldn't pull Michael and fall asleep.
That's right, yeah.
I was recording the game. I was never planning on watching the game live until you said, I got homework to do. Let's go later.
No, but I said but then I said if you can't though, we can try for 6:30. That's what the
Okay.
whole deal was.
It was
wasn't-
too late by then.
It was not.
It was too-
It wasn't. No, because we would have been able to go. That's not the point. Like the time went around, and then you had the opportunity. We had the opportunity to go and see it.
All right, if you guys ever get the opportunity to go see First Man, definitely do it. It's a great movie.
Don't pull
Recommend it.
Crawf.
Yeah.
Only critique I have about the whole entire movie, I love the history behind it. They were very, what's the word I'm trying to look for?
It was accurate.
They're very accurate with their history involving the movie. The focus pulling was kind of slow. When I was watching it, I was like, a lot of it, I don't know. What do you guys think about
It's
the
that
focus?
I-
It's so soft.
My problem. Well, the softness was also partially due to the 16 millimeter
Yeah.
they shot it
Yeah.
on.
Just in general, the
Which
film looks like
I
that.
thought
Yeah.
looks beautiful. I love 16 millimeter. Watch it, Crawf. You probably don't even know what 16 millimeter is in this case.
Nah, I thought it was really soft and good.
You're really soft for pussying out and not going to the movie, okay?
I'm waiting for the Sixers game for months.
Exactly.
I knew it was Sixers. I knew it was
You're watching people play with orange balls.
told me today it wasn't the Sixers.
It wasn't even about. It was just coincidental.
You told me.
I was gonna go to the
Okay.
movie. I was in my car ready to
Why
drive
didn't you come?
because
I
you
didn't say
called me
no.
and you're like, you didn't leave yet, did you?
Yeah, because I said maybe we can go to the 7:50. Didn't mean it was too late by the time. I said that's why I asked you. I remember I
Okay,
sent
it
the
doesn't
text. I'm
matter.
just saying it comes down to your own.
Shut
Comes down
up.
to your own choice.
Oh, it matters.
The 16 millimeter.
Speaking of the
Oh, yeah,
was
16,
16
beautiful.
millimeter. 16 millimeter was gorgeous. But yeah, that documentary style of filmmaking, like with the crash zooms and the handheld, like I appreciated what they were trying to do. I prefer Damien Chazelle's usual style of filming, but I understand what they were trying to do. Just sometimes it wasn't my cup of tea, especially when they're launching to the moon
Oh
and the
my
wide
gosh.
shot
Yep,
of the rocket shakes.
I
I'm like,
know.
anyone making a documentary would even know to put that on a tripod.
Yeah, I personally, I thought I understand like what Moo was saying. I understand what they're trying to do with it, but I found it to be distracting sometimes. Like it kind of looked. Remember with the scenes in like when Neil's playing with his child, it kind of just looked like when he's having fun with his child and everything. It just looked like it kind of just looked like it was like a home movie or something. Like the way that it was shot, as opposed to I don't know. It just kind of got a weird. It kind of distracting, and I mean, despite the 16 millimeter, it did look really cool and an interesting contrast to what they were then able to create on the movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
16 to IMAX shift was one of the most glorious things I witnessed in theaters this year. That was so cool when he just walks out and all of a sudden they start using IMAX cameras and everything's so sharp and clear. That was awesome. And also that landing sequence.
Yo, I didn't understand one part of the movie. It was like, the wife, I forget. It was the other astronaut's wife that died, or the astronaut died, and his
His
wife
wife, yeah.
was acting really weird outside of her car in her trunk.
She
and
was
then
just scarred, I think.
yeah,
man.
Neil's
Like,
Neil's wife walked out to see what was wrong with her, and she just kind of like smiled. It was really
she
freaky.
wouldn't stop smiling. I remember that. Yeah.
It was very freaky.
Yeah.
Because I expected her to be in mourning, but then I look
Yeah.
over and she's like, how you doing?
Smiling.
Like, how you doing, Neil, and everything
Yeah.
like that, like kind of that attitude.
Oh,
It's weird.
let me quickly talk about the Goss. My goodness, he delivers. He is so good.
So good, yeah.
My gosh, that guy just oozes with performance.
The heart-wrenching, just the emotion that he
yeah.
gave his wife when he just ignores her when he's about to go to the moon.
Crazy. And
That's
his
crazy.
kids and his
And
family is crazy.
His acting is so good in that scene.
I don't know how he put it off because that's such a hard thing to do, to portray someone that has trouble showing emotions even though that person wants to show emotions.
Yeah.
He's able to delve so deep behind that character just with his eyes
Just
and
his eyes.
small mannerisms. The guy is a first-class actor.
And I mean, don't get me started on oh my gosh, the crying scene. I hate to call it a crying scene, but like when he comes back from the funeral, that's right.
so
When he comes in and he's at
that's
his desk,
so sad.
it's a single take. You see the entire change, like an entire character arc, just right in that, like 20 seconds or so.
Yeah.
It was that was. I usually don't find crying and stuff in films to be too impactful, from at least the movies I've seen. But that's the one when I felt right intact to
Just
what he
sheer,
was
just
feeling.
like him, just
That
crying.
close-up.
I know.
So good.
And then when he pulls out the bracelet, his daughter's bracelet, puts it in the drawer, I was like,
so good.
Wow.
And also when he drops it in the moon, which
yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that happened or not.
No,
but
no, no.
Yeah, Brad
that's-
told us
So
actually. Yeah.
we found out 3 things the movie. Okay, so the movie was very accurate with the whole history aspect of it, but they got 3 things that they counted up that weren't historically accurate.
Kind of a creative.
Yeah, it was
decision
kind of
to
just
add,
like direct, or when they were coming out with the movie. So it was this shot where, or just the whole time when he brought his daughter's bracelet to the moon and dropped it in the crater. Supposedly that never happened, but Neil Armstrong actually did bring something that his daughter's, I guess, possession onto the
Yeah.
moon. They don't know what it was. Supposedly we're gonna find out what it is in 2020 based on the weight of the rocket.
That's right,
Because they're gonna be able to figure out what it is. What was another thing that they changed up a
Well,
little
yeah,
bit?
but with that one, it was like they had to give a report basically of everything they're going to bring with
Yeah.
them, and they can't. Those are classified right now until 2020. We can oh my gosh, figure out what Neil actually wanted to bring on, and I don't even remember what the other 2 were. I don't remember.
Yeah,
what the
it's
other-
just
it was
I just found that one like
that was a significant.
that was
the most
that
significant
one
detail.
definitely
That
impacted
was-
the whole
yeah,
story as
exactly,
the movie
yeah.
as a whole.
I thought it was pretty impactful.
Shut up.
Crawf, you want to say one more word about First Man? Go, right now. Go. I dare you.
I'm a pass.
That's what I thought.
About pass? I mean, not pass.
All right, then say what you need to say.
That was really good. Enough said.
I bet.
All right.
Do we want to talk about our next big plan for the podcast? Upcoming?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So, we have done it. We are getting, maybe, this could potentially be our biggest guest yet.
Most likely.
But he's also the smallest guest yet.
That is true.
Let's just say, he's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT. Him or Michael Jordan. It's a toughie.
It's a toughie. But, so basically, we're getting our big special guest, and also, it's the Halloween special. So, I know this might come as a tragedy to some, but unfortunately, we're planning that we're not going to have a podcast next Friday.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry!
The reasoning for this is because, one, we're going to drop the Halloween episode
Let's just...
midnight, mischief night. So you guys will have Halloween day to watch it. And we're reviewing 3 big Halloween movies. So this is a big one.
3.
All
And
right.
this podcast,
This
it ain't gonna be
podcast-
small potatoes 45 minutes. This could very easily be 5, 6, 7, 8 hours.
Okay, watch it, buddy. 8 hours.
Maybe not 8.
No, but we can run up. So any of you dummies or normies that can't sit through a 2-hour podcast or don't know how to use timestamps, it's okay. Some of us are a little slower. So people that don't know how to use timestamps, it's gonna be maybe 2 to 3 hours. And let's just say, it's not gonna be peaceful. There's gonna
Definitely
be
not.
lots of anger, lots of emotion. And now I give you the 3 movies we are gonna be talking about. So, let me just get this out of the way. We are not talking about Halloween because I like to watch that on Halloween. And, you know, it's tough to record a podcast the day it releases.
Maybe
but-
we'll do that the following week.
In November, I'd pass.
Facts.
But, so no Halloween. But 1, A Nightmare on Elm Street. 2, The Shining. 3, Scream. These are 3
Wow.
fun times. Let's just say, the special guest, sort of an expert on horror. Let's just say.
So, Moo, are you aware of where we can watch those films?
All right, so The Shining, you guys can watch on Netflix. The rest of them, the library works. You can rent it on demand. You can rent it on Vudu. You can rent it on YouTube. You can rent it on iTunes. You can rent it on a lot of places.
Red
And
Box?
plus, a lot of these movies you should have seen by
The
now.
classics. I mean, the Damco boys are gonna have a
Yeah.
special marathon, but it's gonna be some heat. Let me put it that way.
Let me put this way. It's a GOAT.
Greatest of all time.
Damn!